Okay, so we already introduced that is the multi-purpose robot, which can be able to execute different contracts, can be able to execute trade any market. Actually, the new robot that we created, that is the Deriv bullet, can actually be able to behave like all these robots we have here on Deriv. You just need to know on how to configure the robot here. Any robot here, it can actually trade like any robot, or even it has even better functionalities than what we have here, and that is what I want to introduce you to. So today I'll actually it is actually going to be actually I'll have actually to do so many videos to explain on the different ways you can actually be able to trade with the Deriv bullet, yeah, because it has so many functionalities. You can actually be able to trade and switch between different volatilities. For example, you can trade over 4 and 5, just like the way we used to trade with this robot we call the Deriv runner. Then at the same time, you can even introduce some more better spices that will help you in the recovery and probably activate what you call the volatility switcher, meaning it will be trading over 4 and 5. Then after loss, you can decide to switch the volatilities. Like, there are so many ways you can actually be able to configure this robot. Another advantage of this robot is the speed. Just click here. Yeah, so under the Deriv speed robot, we actually have that is two robots, and the two robots that is one of them is the Deriv bullet and the Deriv storm shadow. You already know about the Deriv storm shadow. We have been using it, that is to trade matches. If you check here the Deriv bullet, you can actually see alternated between market 1 and market 2, has a speed of every tick here. And it also we have also introduced so many that is specification on this specific robot. Let me just roll the robot. You can actually see you set up the stake here. This is where you set up the martingale. This is where you set up, we have market 1, market 2. For example, if you want to trade markets like over for example, you want to trade markets like over 4, like that, yeah, then you want to auto switch these two markets with a market like, let's say, even a market like odd, or even, for example, if you want to auto switch with a market like under, it will ask you for the prediction here. You come and set up, for example, under 5, yeah. This robot will be trading like will actually be trading over 4 and under 5. Then how will these two markets switch? You set up the condition. When you set up alternate, it means that this robot will be trading over 5 under 4, over 5 under 4, meaning it will now be behaving like that is the night runner. The only difference now will be the speed, because this will be executing contract at speed of 1 tick. Then if you click here, you can also be able to set up like this robot would switch that is the market after loss. That means now this time round it will be behaving by like the night. That is the Deriv runner. The only difference will be that this robot now will be, if you set up like on loss, yeah, it will be behaving now like the night runner. The Deriv runner, the only difference will be now the speed, because this robot will be executing contract at speed of 1 tick. Then this is where we have a stop loss, we have a target profit. Then you can take, for example, 1 contract at a time if that is what you want. For example, after win, you want the robot to stop, you just come here and set up continuous trading off. This means the moment you make a win, the robot will automatically stop. Let me show you. For example, I'll just click run, and you'll see after win the robot, okay, let me increase this stake to something like 10, like that, yeah. So, and even probably let me use a awareness volatility like that, yeah. So the moment I make a win, the robot will automatically stop. So let me click let me click run. So after win, the robot will automatically stop. You can actually see contract 1, and you can actually see the robot has stopped. So let me run again. Okay, the robot has won a contract. Let me run it again. So if you are those guys who want like to just take 1 trade at a time, you can actually see this is over, this is under, over, under. You can actually see here. Okay, let me minimize, let me reduce the size of my screen so that we can have that is a bit bigger, Jano. Exactly. So you can actually see, yeah, it's actually switching between over under. Yeah, so now the difference between these two will be, that is the speed. Then you can also be able to in case you want to switch between different volatilities here. Let me hold the camera properly. If you want to switch between different volatilities, you just click here and you activate. Then you can apply the that is, you can decide like you want to switch the volatilities after how many runs. Yeah, then you click here. You'll actually be prompted to switch to select the number of contracts. Then in case to switch to, do you want the robot to switch randomly, or you want to move on to the next? Like for example, right now we are on over 10 1x. When you select next, that means after loss you'll go to 15 1s, 25 1s, 30 1s, like that. Or you can just select randomly, meaning the system will automatically select any random volatility for you. Or you can click the conditions like that. Then you can set up, for example, you want this robot to switch the volatilities, that is on loss. That means when you make you hit on loss, that's when this robot will switch the volatility. Then you select, do you want next volatility or random volatility? Also, you can decide to select on win, like the moment you win, that's when you want this robot to switch the volatility. Then you can select either you want it to be, that is random, or you want it on win. Then we also have just click here and go to on any. That means like there is no specification on when this robot like can switch that is the volatility. Like it can just switch anytime. Yeah, the robot can just switch anytime. Yeah, so there are so many ways you can actually be able to use this robot. That's why I say this robot is massive. We also have this option here for the virtual hook. So for example, if you click here and select like on loss like that, if you select like that on loss, then say like you want to move on to the next, then just activate. If you can actually see it's activated. If you click here, you can actually see the robot is actually prompting to deactivate, meaning the robot is already like the volatility switcher is already activated. We also have this option for the virtual hook, although there's something that I need to fix on the virtual hook. That's why you can actually see it says it's on maintenance. Virtual hook will actually help you to minimize the losses that is on real account. Yeah, so it will actually be up very soon. For example, I may decide to trade the markets like over 4, then under 5 on loss. Yeah, that is, I want us to switch on loss. That is okay, let me see. That is over 4. I'll be trading over 4, under 5. Then I want the robot to switch on loss. The moment I hit loss, that's when I want this robot to switch the market. That's when I want to switch the market. On top of that, the robot will also switch the volatility after I hit a loss. Let's wait. You can actually see here it's volatility 10 1s. Let's see the moment we hit on a loss, if this robot will move on to a different volatility. If you check here, you'll actually see a different volatility. Just wait and see. Just run the robot. Yeah, you can actually, okay, we have made a win. That's why you see it's still the same. Let me click again. That's a loss. Just check. You can actually see it has switched. You can actually see we have taken this contract, lost, and the robot has switched to volatility 15 1s. If you check here, you can actually see we are on volatility 15 1s, and initially we were on volatility 10 1s. So there are so many ways you can actually be able to set up this robot. Okay, that is just actually this is just like 1% of how you can actually be able to trade with this robot. I'll do more and more videos and try to explain on how you can actually be able to configure this robot differently. There are those guys who are actually asking me like, you want to trade matches, for example.